I will start the podcast. Make sure you give us permission to record you because you're required to do
It
that now.
says it right here. By attending the meeting, you consent to be recorded.
Too bad you can say it anyways. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Hoosier Nerds Podcast. You got Mikey and Chris. I don't know where Tim is. He's probably playing Destiny or
He's
something.
working. He said yesterday he shan't be on here.
Oh, I didn't see that. So, did it really happen if I didn't see it?
Yes, it's in the group chat.
It's like if a tree falls down in the woods. Like, does it still fall down?
If I shit in the
Is a guy
woods, did I still shit?
Is a guy still wrong?
The guy's always wrong. Let's be honest. Anyways, Mikey was talking about Percy Jackson. So, what are your thoughts?
I think I only watched like maybe 2 episodes, 2.5. I was kind of sick when I was watching it, so I was tired and kind of fell asleep, and I was working and stuff, so I was just catching it here and there. But I wanted it to kind of like speed up a little bit. Like I know, like in the movie, like you kind of get everything almost really quickly, like it speeds along the plot and stuff. But I mean, being a series, they kind of slow things down and filler it in and stuff. So
Yeah.
I really was kind of like on that pace. Like I kind of knew what happened, and they take their liberty and changing some things. But
Is it pretty close to the books?
I never read the books.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just a nerd, I guess.
I like from what I know, it's from the previous movie. So.
Okay.
Did you read the books, Chris?
Yes and no.
Nerd alert.
But it's promising, I guess. Like it's not too bad.
Well,
I'll
so
have to watch it.
I wanted to start watching it because I had 2 callers in a row one day. They were like, it was like Friday or whenever the episode comes out. They were like, "Oh, the new episode of Percy Jackson's out. I gotta watch it." I was like, "Huh." Like 2 callers in a row talked about it. I was like, "It might be good."
Yeah.
Wait, what? They just like, yeah, my vagina is falling apart. I need an appointment right away. Also, the Percy Jackson episode just debuted.
Basically, yeah.
Serious? What? I never get stuff like that.
I don't talk to my doctor or anybody I call about like making an
I know,
appointment.
right?
Like, I don't be like, hey, what do you watch on Netflix? I'm kind of sick here.
They just like randomly brought it up. They were like, they must have been like scrolling through what's it called, Disney Plus or something, and saw it, and I was like, huh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'd like to get a doctor appointment and know what you're binge watching on Netflix right now.
So
Yeah.
I'm sick and watching Percy Jackson right now.
Call in a pizza and be like, hey, like a large pepperoni, but also, do you have any recommendations? While I eat my pizza.
Yeah, drink plenty of fluids and go to the ER when you're sick, or
Yeah.
when you have symptoms of a heart attack.
I went to the Sierra kind of made me go to the doctor
Good.
or to the ER just because it was like 6 o'clock. But
You did go to the ER?
well, yeah. Just
Have you been that
just-
sick?
No, I haven't. That's why she kind of made me. And I was like, well, like I'm on the mend. I can tell that. But she's like, you have this lingering cough. Like I cough every now and then. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just a cough.
Everybody has that cough. It's kind
The
of
cough
crazy.
does not go away.
No, yeah, and it's probably like maybe every couple of hours, I would say. But
Because
they kind of chalked it up to bronchitis, and I'm like, all right,
really,
yeah,
because I was sick in November and I had that lingering cough. Then I went to that freaking Napoleon movie, and I was better by then,
Yeah.
except I kind of had the cough, and I was eating
Yeah.
milk duds, and caramel
no.
dries your throat out. So I started having coughing fits in the middle of the movie because I'm eating milk duds, and I had to quit
Oh,
eating the milk
geez.
duds. And I was almost like, cause it was the theater was full of old people. And I almost wanted to say like, I don't have a cold. I'm choking on milk duds, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that cough.
I mean, I had some like serious like sinus congestion and pressure and stuff all up in my head, and I had a fever. This is right over Christmas. This was Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Really?
Then finally, I think Thursday, just last Thursday, last week, my fever kind of was like broke. So I haven't been dealing with that for a while, but
What, did you cough all night and it kept you up all night?
yeah, it would.
That was
I
annoying.
take NyQuil. I take NyQuil and try to make me pass out. So
Right.
and I was steady like every like I timed it like every 4 hours. I was like ibuprofen, and then after that I do the acetaminophen. I offset it, but every 4 hours, like right on the dot. I'm like,
Yeah, he drinks NyQuil every 4 hours.
yeah.
Driving his work truck, chugging a NyQuil.
This shit's got some kick.
I was taking my ibuprofen with NyQuil
I've done that.
instead of like water.
Yeah.
I was
There,
like, hey,
you can mix certain medicines. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, I was taking cocktails, cocktail medicine. I was like anything that would help me out. I was like, well, maybe we'll try this.
So the cold I had, I was talking to Chris about it when I was working. I was like, I legitimately had no voice, and I don't know. It was like every other word would cut out, and it was like, how am I even supposed to work like this? But I had to work because
Yeah.
can't take sick days.
Right?
That's with me. That's with me and that fever. I was working. Of course, I work outside, but I'm all bundled up, and I have my windows down, with like a couple layers on, and I'm just sweating in my truck with the windows down, just trying to survive with
I
the
had
fever.
some wicked fever last night. Like I was freezing. I could not get warm. And then I went to bed with pajama bottoms and a long sleeve t-shirt on, and I woke
Yeah.
up sometime in the middle of the night and I was sweating like a mother.
Yeah.
So I knew that the fever broke. But I don't know where it came from. I don't know if I just caught a chill because I did my walk yesterday. New year, new me.
Yeah, that's what he gets for trying to be healthy.
You're yeah, right. I get a
Oh,
fever,
yeah.
freeze my ball. It was just because once I got home, I could never get warm, and it wasn't that cold out. My hands were a little
At
chilly. I
least
probably
here
could
in
have worn
Richmond, it
gloves.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible out. Like there was no, the wind may kick up a little, but I didn't feel like I've been out in worse weather. So
Yeah.
like I didn't. I was like, I'm not doing it today. I just wanted to take.
You drove Spirit Bus in the winter.
Right. So I might just take a few laps around Walmart tomorrow and get my mile in.
Go be a mall walker.
I'm gonna go walk around Lowe's or Menards. Those are the two biggest buildings.
Hmm.
Or maybe Meyer's a good one too. Walk around the perimeter, and then walk up and down the aisles. You're bound to get a mile in somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going around. So, but that sucks being sick on Christmas, dude.
Yeah. But I kind of sat in the corner and just
Died.
dealt with it. Yeah.
I went to see Ferrari and ate at McDonald's.
How was Ferrari? I've heard good things, except I've heard the Italian accents are hilarious.
Ferrari is really good, but it is not a racing movie whatsoever.
It isn't. I
It
thought
is
that's what
not.
it was about. Was
It's
Ferrari
about Enzo. So Enzo Ferrari. It's about his relationship with his wife. He had a girlfriend who had a son.
his
That
son?
he had a son. Actually, his son's in charge of Ferrari right now, but he couldn't have the Ferrari name until Enzo's wife passed away, and that wasn't until like 1987. But it's just about the early beginnings of Ferrari and racing. They were racing in the Mille Miglia, which was a big road race, up until a gross accident, which is in the film. And it's true story, so there's no spoilers. But the accident was so bad, the guy blew a tire, hit a telephone pole. The driver did for Ferrari.
Uh-huh.
He blew a tire, lost control, hit a telephone pole, went into a crowd, killed 9 people,
Oh my
and
gosh.
cut himself in half at the same time.
Did he survive?
Cut himself in half at the same time.
Did he survive though?
No, he's not freaking, Darth Maul.
He became Darth Maul.
Yeah, he's Darth Maul now.
Hey, Darth Maul was so angry he
Darth
could
Maul-
not
he
die.
He Darth Mauled himself.
Yeah, he did. He Darth Mauled himself with 9 other people. But that is a true story. And there was kids that were killed because the Milli Miglia was on road. It was like a road race. It went 1,000 kilometers, I think, and they raced on the streets of.
What the
Italy.
heck is a kilometer?
No, I don't know. It's less than a mile.
You obviously haven't seen the memes.
So a lot of people, basically a lot of people lined up on the roads to watch the race because cars would fly by. So that's what these people were doing, and he just wiped out into a crowd of people, and like I said, killed 9 people and killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up. He killed
cut
himself, guys.
in half, literally, it was in 2 pieces. That wasn't an exaggeration. That was legit. That legit happened.
I've seen some crazy things, so I wouldn't be surprised if he survived.
That was 1957. That was the last year of the Milli Miglia. So, but it is a good movie. It's a little slow moving, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was it's a good character feature type of movie.
I heard, or I saw online that it was a good movie, but it was just hilariously bad Italian accents.
I didn't think so at all.
The guy I watched on YouTube was just making fun of, I think, Adam Driver's Italian accent.
I thought it was really good. It ain't like freaking Mario Brothers. Hey, it's me, I'm Mario. It's not that.
That's a Brooklyn accent. Let's be honest. That's an American Italian.
It wasn't like that. Actually, it's really good. Patrick Dempsey was in it too. McDreamy there from Grey's Anatomy. He was in it. They all had it. I mean, I thought he did very well considering that he's not Italian. He's Indiana and
isn't he from Gary? No.
He's up near Mishawaka, I think is where he's from.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. It's not spectacular. It's not as good as, say, Ford versus Ferrari. I enjoyed that, or Rush. Those were racing.
I've yet to see Rush. I don't know why. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But I think Ford versus Ferrari might be the best racing movie I've seen.
Rush is really, 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 really good.
What is the best racing movie, Chris?
Grand Prix with James Garner.
I've never seen it, so
it's a long ass movie, but the cinematography for its day, it was the 60s. It was ahead of its time as far as cinematography was concerned because they were strapping cameras onto cars and running them full speed, and there's real drivers in it, Graham Hill's in it. I think Jimmy Clark's in it.
Jeremy Clarkson?
Not Kelly Clarkson. That's not Kelly Clarkson. Jimmy Clark. But it's a good movie. I think he's in it. But it's a really good movie. I would say that Grand Prix is the best. And then I would put Rush up there. And then Ford versus Ferrari. Easily top 3. Those are the 3 best racing movies, I think.
You heard it here first from our racing expert, who is joining a new podcast for racing.
In no particular order. That's right. I am starting a new podcast. I'm not starting it. I'm joining it.
What about Speed Racer?
Speed Racer. That's a cartoon. That's a comic book.
Hey, that's a good
movie,
Racer
though.
live action is honestly one of the best.
That's a fun popcorn movie. That's a good. I didn't mind it. But yes, I am. I will. Do you want to talk about that briefly? My brief stint into. I'm joining another podcast. Which
let's give you guys some airtime right now.
It's called. He named it. Hang on. I got the. What did he call it? It's going to be called Real Talk Racing with Deuce Turrell. And for those of you who don't know who Deuce Turrell is, he was just inducted into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame in Knoxville, Iowa.
Is that who's going to be on it?
Huh?
Is that who's doing the podcast?
Well, his son is doing it. He's going to have his dad on it.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, I used to work with this kid at Lowe's, And one day he says, "We're going to me and my dad are going to the Silver Crown races in Bloomington. Do you want to go with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I go, and his dad's got all these racing stories, like tons of racing stories. I had no idea who he was, and nicest guy in the world. Lives in a little small town here in Indiana, and he used to be an engine builder for Doug Wolfgang, who's one of the greatest World of Outlaw drivers in the sport, and they won a championship together. So he's wrenched many a motor for many big time races, sprint, dirt track racing, World Outlaws. So, like I said, he just got inducted into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. So his son wants to start a podcast so his dad will tell these stories so he can get them on audio, basically.
That's a pretty good idea.
I think it's a great idea. And with his fame, not fame, but fame, kind of fame, he thinks we'll be able to get some other people on there to tell stories. So it's strictly a racing podcast. So
Well, that's fine.
Completely different than what we do. So, but
all we do is mention racing every once in a while.
Yeah, I know it, and then you make fun of me. So.
We don't make fun of you. You make fun of us. We make fun of you. It's
circular. I don't even care. I agree. But that's coming up soon within the next few months, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty excited about that separate venture.
Well, you'll have to let us know, and we'll plug it when you guys have your first episode.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Did he pick up the mic that I had?
Yeah, I think he was going to order it off of Amazon. I told him
it's a little expensive, but it's good.
Well, that's what I told him. So
I wish we could still do it in person, but it's what happens when I don't live in the same town.
Loser.
Oh well. Anyways, back to our specialty. Mikey, what do you think of Reacher season 2? Since you're the one watching it right now.
It's just as good as the first season. I know the first season was good. This one's probably a little bit better. It goes back into Reacher's past a little bit more, like with his previous in the army. And he works together with some of them again. And then some of them are killed. So he's trying to find the killer and unearth this big conspiracy, and not really conspiracy, but a terrorist plot or something along those lines within the government or something. So, yeah. So there's some detective work. There's some guns, of course, and some shooting, and some funerals, and car chases, and
Reacher beating up people that deserve to be beat up.
And the whole joke of that, the guy who plays Reacher, or Reacher himself, they basically Reacher, how he's a big gorilla and they call him Big Guy all the time, and he's just a big meathead. Which he
does
is.
he play? Who plays Reacher? Is anybody famous?
Thad Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Thad Castle. That guy you met at Comic-Con?
Yes, I do have.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think I met him.
So was he playing Reacher then?
Yeah, I think he filmed it. I think it was in post production.
Yeah, it was.
Met him, and
the first season was.
Yeah.
Really? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an intimate scene with him in one of his female partners.
So did you get a boner when he took his shirt off, Mikey?
Pretty close.
I saw him shirtless enough in the what's it called? I can't think of the name all of a sudden.
God, he is chiseled. He is jacked.
Is he really?
Oh,
was he that way when you saw him? Was he was he buff?
I'm pretty sure he was. Sure.
You didn't pay attention. I mean, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. And that's a good detail. I didn't really wasn't really thinking about, but yeah, he's freaking massive. He's probably bigger now, but
did he?
He does look bigger. So does he
play?
Scene.
Does he play Reacher as his own character, or does he play as Tom Cruise's character?
Oh, he's definitely his own character. I don't think I remember ever seeing Tom Cruise's Reacher, but yeah, he plays this big kind of like he's smart in this. Like I guess he's smart. I guess he's a smart guy. Like, but he's also like just a brute and like he just overpowers anybody and just yeah.
That's pretty awesome
really
because he was a nice guy, right?
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
really cool.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. You don't know who you'll meet at Comic-Con, huh?
He's pretty close to the Tom Cruise Reacher, but it's kind of his own.
It's his
take.
own take on the character. It's not.
Yeah.
He's not playing Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher. He's playing his own Jack Reacher.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. And it just goes by Reacher. It doesn't go by Jack. Like
Right.
Jack.
It's just Reacher.
Yeah, they call him Mr. Reacher sometimes, but he's like, it's just Reacher.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Wow, cool.
I recommend it. Yeah, I like this series. I'm trying to get Sierra watches it every now and then, but she really doesn't care too much. She's watched a few episodes with me, but yeah, she's kind of sits on her phone and background.
Kind of barely pays attention.
Yeah. I was telling her about that intimate scene, and she's like, "Oh," but I think she was more surprised at how way I was acting because I was like really impressed with him, and he's like, "Oh, that's it." She was kind of like taken aback, like how I was acting, but I promise I'm not gay or anything, but $20 is $20.
It's like the way I feel about Zac
Zac
Efron.
Efron.
That's weird. I was like, okay, I didn't expect that.
Speaking of Zac Efron, guess what I watched for the first time?
It wasn't a wrestling movie.
High School Musical. Kimberly finally got me to watch High School Musical 1 and 2.
Together forever. Together
There's a third one.
Together.
We just haven't gotten to the third one yet.
Oh, okay.
We came back. We went back to Kokomo then for for New Year's.
Yeah.
And then it's just been busy since we got back. But no, I really enjoyed High School Musical. I'm surprised that it took me this long to actually get to it to watch it.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
No, they're not. They're definitely kind of showing their age, and it's kind of nice seeing some of the old Disney stars that I kind of forgot about, like
I know
Ashley Tisdale.
Uh-huh.
Kind of
Dude,
forgot
she's
about
like
her.
almost 40 now. Do you know that?
Yeah, she's old.
Is she like almost 40? Let's see how old she is.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
I'm looking it up too.
I'll beat you to it.
Yeah, next year.
She's 38.
Yeah, she's almost 40. Yeah. That's
how
crazy.
old was she when she did those movies?
Well, she was born in 85, 18.
The first one was 2006, so she was 21.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 21. That was my math.
She still looks pretty young in the photos that came up when I Googled.
Oh yeah, she looks great. She's on TikTok. She's kind of like an everyday normal person. Like she is.
Well, she hasn't done much, at least that I can know of, since the High School Musical things.
Well, how old is?
I don't know what she's done since then. She hasn't done much, if anything.
Well, Zac Efron's 30. He's 30. 35.
Well, those movies came out when we were in high school. If that makes you feel any better.
Really?
Yeah.
They came out when I was not in high school.
2006. Yeah, that was a few years.
2006 was middle school.
Yeah.
2007 was freshman year.
A year or two before.
Yeah.
High school. True. You have to watching that and think, oh man, that's what high school is gonna be like.
Yeah.
Chris, you go to visit these high schools, right, on your band trips or whatever?
Sort of. I don't really pay too much
Have you ever
attention.
gone into a school and think, "Oh my God, it's High School Musical"? You wouldn't
No.
now. You wouldn't till now. Wait till you go to some of these schools and you'll walk in and you'll go, "Oh my God, it's like High School Musical." Because
What
there's
do
a
you?
school. I think Lawrence is like that. Lawrence Central.
Oh,
Like you go towards their gym and it's like, holy crap! Oh, it's like High School Musical in here.
oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're putting out now.
When we were in Florida, just about musicals and stuff, I just thought of this. When we were in Florida, we were at a like a putt mini golf place,
Mhm.
and I guess there was a group of like high schoolers or kids or something. They were singing a cappella like in the corner outside or something. Like it was
Mhm.
weird. Like they're waiting for their turn or something. They're waiting for something to open. But I was like, I never thought I'd engage in that. Like, listen, like find those
Acapella.
people. Old.
I never thought I'd be so into marching band, but here I am. She's Today she officially started looking at marching band shows for the summer.
Yeah,
So it's like I never thought I'd be so into it, but I really do enjoy watching marching band. It's very fun to watch.
Okay. Glad you think so. I'm just messing with
Have you ever watched it, Chris? Like an actual like competition?
you. No, I have not. I did see Drumline though.
Drumline's not real. Nick
No,
Cannon,
I was
jeez.
never a band geek.
I
I
have
wasn't
seen Dance
either.
Dance Revolution a couple guys. No.
I was the show choir guy. Remember, I did enjoy show choir.
Yeah,
That was
you probably didn't think you'd enjoy it until you actually watched it.
right, and I didn't know how competitive it was. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed watching Josie and the kids sing. It's neat. It's neat to see all their hard work being put out on the stage. You know,
Uh-huh.
they work so hard, and you know, I can respect the hard work those kids put in. You know.
Yeah, if only their parents would show up and help.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You're the same problem in band.
Yeah.
My brother was
Um
in band. He twirled a rifle, and I don't think my parents never went to anything.
your brother did guard in those days?
Back in the late '70s, early '80s, very probably early '80s.
That's weird
Yeah,
being in
he twirled a
guard as a
rifle.
guy that in that 8 day and age.
Yeah, they twirled rifles back then.
Mhm.
Do they still
No,
twirl rifles, or is that
yeah.
against wild
No,
shooting?
they do rifles. In her show that they did over the summer, they did of course they did flags, they did sabers and rifles.
They're just wood
Yeah,
rifles.
they're
They're
just woods.
painted and they sparkle them up with like bedazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he twirled a rifle. He was pretty good. It was pretty neat.
Hmm.
You think
Band
he
was
Um,
can
cool
still do
back
it?
then for some reason.
I think it's
You,
cool now, but it's whatever.
He twirled rifle for Northwestern.
Ew, Northwestern.
Shut up.
Well, I went to Western, so that's just ingrained in me. Um, no, but I wanted to talk about something else. Not to change subjects, but to change subjects, but because I'm thinking about it. So, Mikey, guess what? I unfortunately have gotten into again, sort of.
Game of Thrones.
No, Magic the Gathering.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
My nieces, I had been looking for my Magic the Gathering cards for years, and my nieces were visiting my parents, and they found my cards somewhere.
Where were they?
I don't know. My dad said they found them in the family room. But they could have been almost anywhere there, honestly. Um
This family
and
room, like the small room where we used to watch TV?
yeah, the one up front with the big
The one up
window.
front? Really?
Yeah, they found them in like in a drawer all the way in the back. And I was like, why would they be there? 'Cause I've been looking for, it's like, I'm also looking for like my Pokemon cards because like the original
Yeah,
like few sets of Pokemon cards. I know I
yeah.
had a
Oh, too
holographic
bad it's
Charizard.
not. Actually make some money. I'm sure if you
Yeah.
find the right, you might make money off of it. It depends what card you got. I doubt you got
That's how I
any
am
of
for these Magic the Gathering cards. 'Cause I know I have some good cards in these decks. I have one, two, three, four, five, 6 decks built right next to me, and I know I have some cards in there. I just don't know. They're from like 2005, 2006. I don't know
Yeah.
what cards are worth it then. And the problem is, I
Right.
want to take them and get like graded and see if I have anything worth it. But at the same time, since I don't know what I have, I don't want somebody to kind
Yeah.
of,
Undercut
rip me
you
off.
and yeah.
I mean, is there like a local like card shop?
Yeah,
Where
we
you,
have one local card shop. So what I was thinking about, this was Kimberly's idea.
Or you
Take
can
the
take them in there and
cards.
see what they're worth.
Well, yeah, Kimberly said
yeah,
take
you
them
just
in
see.
there, see what they say, then take them to one of the ones in Kokomo
Or
and see what
Indianapolis.
or Indy and see what they say, and then
Yeah. Yeah, you can
go
just
from
be like,
there.
hey, I found these old ones at my parents' place, and are they worth anything? And of course, you know.
Yeah, when I finally got all my crap out of storage, one of the first things I did was dig out all my sports cards because
Yeah.
I've got football cards, I got baseball cards, I got hockey cards, I've got NBA cards. It's a Sam Mitchell card. He played for the Orlando Magic, but it has Jordan on the card, and Jordan's jersey is like number 12.
Huh.
Oh, this is number 12 days.
And he's never number 12 though.
I thought
So
he
there
was
was a
number 12.
reason why he was number 12 in that game. And then on the Mark Jackson card, when he played for the Knicks, has the Menendez brothers in the background.
Oh, well, aren't they killers or something?
Yeah, they killed their parents.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Their parents, they were super rich kids, and they killed their parents. And then after they killed their parents, they went on this outrageous spending spree, and they've got courtside seats at a Knicks game in New
Oh,
York.
it's kind of like that one Jalen Ramsey card that they found had
The
what's his
the dead
face's
rapper or something in it.
no, like a dead rapper, and also had what's the parents from The Blind Side. It had them
Oh,
in the
does it?
background. Yeah. They had like courtside seats or something, and they found them in the background of one of not Jalen Ramsey. Who's the guy that got banned from the NFL or the NBA for a couple games because he was like had a gun in his social media posts?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Uh, I know who you're talking about.
Hang on.
Oh, he's John Morant.
Yeah, Jaw in the background of a Jaw card. So the card jumped like after the whole like blindside stuff came out, the guy claiming that his parents never or the parents never adopted him and never gave him any money for the movie, stuff like that. The card jumped in value by like 200%.
Was it? Yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can see this here. Hang on one second. Yeah, this is. Hang on. Here's the Sam Vincent, not Sam Mitchell. Sam Vincent. There's the Sam Vincent card I was talking about with Jordan's number 12, and then Mark Jackson. The Mark Jackson card's really famous, actually.
He must have wore that early in his career, like real early.
No,
I think that was
the
the year
that's
that
at
he
least
came
89.
back.
That's no, it's not. He was 45 when he did that. That's got to be at least 89, 90
No,
because
like
uh,
the year after he retired because he's gonna get
no,
canned for betting.
no, that's not.
I
And
don't
then
know.
there's that one, and then if you look in the background here is the sandwich is the Menendez brothers in the background. They're just one's got the ball hat on, and the other one's sitting right next to him. They're murderers.
Dang.
They murdered their dad, and mom
Do you
and
have
dad. I have both of these cards.
Are they worth anything?
Not really.
Hey, to the right person, that's all it takes.
I mean, they
Yeah.
went. Here we go. Why did Jordan wear 12? A few hours before the start of the game. Oh, it doesn't have any name on the back. Someone had went into the Bulls locker room and stolen Michael Jordan's jersey. The jersey couldn't be
Oh.
found, and Jordan was forced to wear the number 12 practice jersey of a teammate.
Huh.
Yeah, that's got to be like you probably only wear it one game, and that's the picture
February
they've got.
1990.
Yeah, that's got to be worth something. It depends how many of these cards there are, but it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, I guess if it had Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan, like it was a Michael Jordan card, and not a Sam Vincent, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's front and center right there, though. That's why I was like, it's got to be worth something.
Ain't that crazy though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. That's from 1990. That was the first year of the Magic. 89-90 was their first season. We went to see the Pacers play. Their fans were rude as hell, and they Pacers lost. They always lost in Orlando. I only seen them win once that I can think of. I don't know. It varies. It goes from $100 to $5 to $15 to
Probably depends on the grade.
$600,
You got to send it in to get graded.
$284, $69. Yeah, it's all over the place. Mine's probably worth $284.
No, it's probably worth 69 420
You're right.
or 420 and 69 cents. There you go.
This one's only $284 plus $4.99 shipping. Why does it cost $5 to ship?
Probably because they take it off the top.
He's got $5. He's got four of them available. It says this guy does. Yeah, they're not worth anything yet, but there you go. That's the answer. But collecting cards was fun. I used to collect a bunch. Well, I've got a bunch. I've got shoeboxes full of them.
I have 2 binders full of Pokemon cards because I got back into Pokemon card collecting. And I thought about when I found these Magic cards, I kind of got the itch to collect Magic cards again, but I was like, nah, I'm good with Magic the Gathering.
Oh, are they do they cost a lot to buy them?
No, not really. It's just Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is more about actually playing the game instead of collecting.
That's what I thought.
Like
weren't they
Pokemon.
playing? Weren't they playing? Wasn't it a game?
Yeah, you can actually play Pokemon cards too, but no one does that. They just collect. But Magic has a very competitive card game, or actual like games. And I used to do Friday Night Magic at one of the card shops until it got shut down because they were running drugs out the back. But then I started doing Friday Night Magic at another card shop, but they got shut down because they were running drugs out the back. It's actually a bad in Kokomo. It's actually like a thing where card shops run drugs out the back.
I think that's.
I know a guy who still does. I used
drugs
to
out the back.
No, he does Friday Night Magic still.
Does that have like Enchanted Bunny?
No, not probably. They did like a Lord of the Rings thing, and they had like the one ring you could find from Lord of the Rings, and somebody found it, and Post Malone bought it for like $1 million.
I thought it was 2, but
was it 2? I can't remember.
It was 2.
But no, and the problem with Magic is it's so competitive that like it's really hard to get in, like the initial get into it.
Yeah, and from what I remember, if you do partake in the competitive kind of the scene, they come out with, I don't know how often they come out with like new sets or new packs or whatever.
I think it's like every year almost now.
Or maybe like twice a year or something like that. But then like the older ones become so and so like quote unquote illegal, where you can't use it competitively, but you can still collect them. So like every year you have to kind of get these newer cards to keep up with the set. So it can get expensive, especially when some of the cards that are available, they can probably, it depends on what their usage is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
and you got to get lucky and find it in the packs or buy it on eBay or something, or
like
trade for it, of course.
Yeah, on TikTok, I've seen it before, but I just watched it again where someone had their husband's old Magic cards from like the early, like when they first came out, like the alpha stages, with the Power 9 cards, and they had it at the Antique Roadshow or something, Like it was on Antique Roadshow, and they brought these out. And he's like, these Power 9 cards, just this page alone, is like $150,000, and this single card can range from like $50,000 to $75,000, and this card can go from like $20,000 to $30,000, and then the rest of them like combined, like it's crazy. Just because that certain card, like whenever you use it, it gets you like it's like a cheat code, like to get.
Oh, wasn't it like Black
Oh,
Lotus or something?
yeah, the Black Lotus card, yeah. So it can get you. I forget. I think it's some type of mana. Like of course, like
Yeah, it
if you
was
just
it was
tap,
like an
if you tap
insta
a single
win.
card, yeah. If you tap a single card and get like, I need to look this up. I don't want to be wrong.
There's enough Magic
Black
nerds
Lotus.
out there where they will call us out
Oh, they'll be
instantly.
all over you guys if you get this wrong.
Yeah,
No, but like there are like you can play in different leagues where like you can play with the older cards, but the real competitive scenes are you have to have the newest sets. And of
yeah.
course,
That's
that's like, $12 a pack or something like that. And you only get so many cards in a pack, so then you have to like buy, multiple packs just to find, just to have the chance to build a deck that might work.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious as like I've never seen this card played, and I've never kind of really like understood it, I guess. But it says, I'm guessing it's called Zero to Lay Down, so I'm guessing you can just play it out of your hand, of course. So it adds
Yeah.
3 mana of a single color of your choice to your mana pool, then it's discarded. Okay, so you only play it once. But it just says tapping this artifact can be played as. So I'm guessing you can just throw it down, but tapping this artifact can be played as an interrupt. So I mean, that's the beta edition. So I don't know. They've changed the terms and stuff. Like interrupt can be something else now called. But anyway, I don't. So that's a cheat code at 3 mana. Like that's you play that your first game, like first hand. That's super cheating.
So I remember like even when that card first came out, it was instantly banned from all competitive scenes.
That's crazy.
It's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing on
Yeah,
it.
I was into it for a few years. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah. And I spent way too much money on it, and
Are there
it wasn't
different, like, what would you spend different money? Like what? Like,
packs.
Yeah, I
So
mean the packs are like what, $8 to $10 or something like that.
depending
Maybe a
on,
single pack.
yeah, low is probably 8, and then you get like the big like booster sets for like probably 20 or 30.
holy shit.
Yeah.
So, but they're playing cards. They're not trading cards, right?
They're
Yes.
both. They're trading and playing cards.
Okay.
It's a trading card game. We're playing.
Do
Yeah,
they have
it's trade.
expansion packs? Is that what you mean by packs? Like expansion packs?
Yes. So like
Yeah.
you have like the Planeswalker pack, and then the next month, then like 6 months later, they
Yeah.
might release like the Voidwalker pack or something
See,
like
like
that.
on the Big Bang Theory, they always played this game called the Mystic Warlords of Ka'a, and it was a card
I
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
think that is based off of Magic
Right, it is. And
because
they were talking about like the Wild West expansion pack and how they
yeah,
waste their money just for an expansion pack that has nothing to do with the game, but they buy it anyway because they have to have the expansion pack.
yep,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
basically yeah, you got it.
And I think that's what uh, Sheldon was playing uh, Wesley Crusher in the tournament at the comic book shop.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? It was.
Yeah, the reason they
Oh, that's
changed
funny.
the name
Well,
was Wizards of the Coast is they're like Disney. They're very protective of their rights. So
speaking of Disney, did you see Steamboat Willie went public?
yeah, Steamboat Willie went public,
So
and they
all of these, everybody is going nuts about this. They're putting them on shirts with all these horrible things that they're saying, and
There's already a first-person video game on it. There's already, just like Winnie the Pooh, there's already a
it's gonna be a serial killer too.
yeah.
I watched that. That's on like Paramount or something, man, or Peacock.
Oh yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Pud.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
I heard it's good.
It's not good, but it's
So
not
is it
either.
Is it Mickey Mouse that did it, or just Steamboat Willie?
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie.
Okay, this headline from Variety says Steamboat Willie horror film announced as Mickey Mouse enters public.
Because Mickey Mouse is Steamboat Willie.
Yes, the difference is the a little bit of the character design type of.
Okay.
He's a little different. His face is different. He's got different hands.
Yeah.
Different eyes, stuff like that.
Sex, drugs, and AI Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it's insane. That's too funny. But yeah, so Steamboat Willie is public domain, whatever that means. I guess you can put him on T-shirts and can't get sued by Disney. Is that what that means? Essentially? Yeah. Wonder why they let him go public.
How old he is. After it hits a certain age, it goes public no matter what.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what happened with Winnie the Pooh. Is he's so old that he's just went public.
He's public domain. So we get the horror film.
Yeah.
Blood and Honey.
That's what happens if something's been around for so long, it just goes public because it's like you can't own the rights forever.
You want to see something weird? Watch Saltburn. It is the weirdest, most obscure, confusing, kind of gross movie I've ever seen. It's awful. It's terrible. It's like 2 hours. It'll blow your mind. So don't watch Saltburn. I did watch Saltburn. I've been busy. I told you about Family Switch, right? That's a good family movie. You should all check that out. Family Switch is really good with Ed Helms and Jennifer Garner. That's a good movie. I watched Killers of the Flower Moon with DiCaprio.
How was that?
It's 3 hours and 26 minutes long, and it seems like it takes forever for the movie to get going. And I fell asleep, so I don't know really what happened after a certain amount of time. It's not that good. It's just like, I love the movies. I love, you know how I've been begging for story movies for a long time, right?
Yeah.
But it's like Napoleon. It takes forever to get going, and it takes forever to develop and lay out its storyline. Like, just get to the plot, Quit trying to make an epic, because they're gonna, you can't do that. You're not Coppola. And honestly, what's his name has been. Was it Martin Scorsese? He's been kind of not. He's just getting old. It's okay. I wasn't a big fan. I did watch a movie called Joysticks. It came out in. Where's it at? No, I canceled it out. Joysticks is a horrible movie that came out in the 80s. And it has Uncle Rico in it. He's the bad guy. Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, John Grease,
mm-hmm.
And Joe Don Baker. And you can watch that on Freevee or Pluto or Tubi. When a top local businessman and his 2 bumbling nephews try to shut down the town's only video arcade.
It sounds like it's
arcade employees and patrons fight back. It's got unnecessary nudity in it, and it's just not good at all. But it's kind of a fun movie. But I watched Joysticks, and I watched that's it. Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I watched that again. That's really good.
I watched that too because it was on Hulu. That's really good.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah, that's why I watched it. It was on Hulu.
I saw them release it. I was like, oh, I gotta watch that again. And I forgot how good that movie was.
It's like Wolf of Wall Street. Like, it's that.
Yeah.
They're both that good. And then I watched Star Crash. Star Crash is freaking horrible. It is on Crackle, Freevee, Plex, Pluto.
Would you say
Tubi.
it's your not buster of the week?
It is the not buster of the week. An outlaw smuggler and her alien companion are recruited by the Emperor of the Galaxy to rescue his son and destroy a secret weapon by the evil Count Zartharn.
What is this, from the 70s?
Yes, it is. It's from 1978. It's a Roger Corman movie. It is a Star Wars ripoff. Like, you can tell, like, you've seen, like, Mystery Science Theater 3000, right? Like, at the beginning, when they show the rocket ship and it, like, shakes because it's a model, it's not real. That's what this is like. Like, it's like, it looks like, you can tell it's like a model. They just glued a bunch of shit on to make a rocket ship, and they just, like, put the background was like a black felt with like lights in it to resemble stars.
Oh gosh.
And actually the prince who he has, the emperor is Christopher Plummer. The prince is David Hasselhoff, believe it or not. And
How is the movie bad if the Hoff is in it?
Acton is another guy, and Carolyn Munro is Stella Star. She's the one that is trying to rescue, and she has this robot for like a sidekick. Except like the robot is like,
the robot C-3PO?
It's supposed to be like C-3PO, yes, because this came out, like I said, it came out in 1978. If I saw this movie as a kid, I probably would have loved it. That's how terrible it is. But like, he's like, well, we need to go. The robot, he's like, well, we got to go get those guys and see what we can do about it. Like, he's got like an accent, like a rodeo cowboy accent for some reason. Come on, princess, let's go and get let's see if we can find this guy. I'll protect you, I promise. You know, it's like cartoonish. And I do have a question though, because it made me wonder, why is it whenever somebody lands a rocket ship and like then they have to go find something, they park the rocket ship as far away from wherever they're going as possible that they got to traverse across the desert?
I don't know, because they're trying to be inconspicuous, but at the same time they park so far away. It's like, what are they doing out in the boonies?
It's just a bad movie. It's only 90 minutes, so you're really not killing too much of your airtime. But it is
That's
hysterical.
90 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
It's not like wasting your time in Dune or Avatar. It's like actually entertaining. Like, it is laughable. The lasers, like, because they shoot like lasers.
Is it some guy saying pew, pew?
That's
pew?
that's exactly what it's like. And like the animation with the lasers are so cheesy. It's like worse than Star Wars. It is like the Aldi version of Star Wars is exactly what it's like.
Speaking of a Star Wars ripoff, have you watched that Netflix one?
Wait a second, hold on. The best part of this, there is a sequel. Wait till you hear what the sequel's called, because this makes no sense, but I want to watch it because I'm excited about it. Hold on. I know it's like Star Crash. It makes no sense. Star Crash 2. Yes,
like that Top
it came
Gun
out
ripoff.
No. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Come on. It is called Star Crash 2: Escape from Galaxy 3. That's what it's called.
Galaxy.
Actually, it's called Escape from Galaxy 3: Star Crash 2. Now, I don't know if Galaxy 3 is like a third galaxy or if it's a Galaxy 3 as in the third Galaxy movie. But it's from 1981, so I will be watching that sometime, probably this weekend.
No, what was that Zack Snyder movie that came out on Netflix that came out on Netflix and was supposed to be like huge?
Huge. I don't know.
So basically, it was supposed to initially be his Zack Snyder's Star Wars movie, but Disney pulled it. They didn't want to do it anymore. So Netflix bought it, and it's legitimately a ripoff of Star Wars.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm gonna pull it up and see. Hold on.
Yeah, I forget the name, and I feel bad. I should feel bad.
Yeah, Escape from Galaxy 3, also known as Star Crash 2, is what it's called. So I'm excited to see that. Zack Snyder. When did it come out?
Like a week or two ago.
Oh, really? Project. That's not the same Zack Snyder. Hang on a second.
Was it Zack Snyder, or am I thinking of the wrong person? I might be thinking of the wrong director, but
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel Moon.
I watched that. I was going to bring that up.
Part 1, A Child of Fire.
Basically, it is a ripoff of A New Hope. Like, legitimately. Is that true, Mikey?
Hold on, give me a second.
When a peaceful settlement on the edge of a distant moon finds itself threatened by the armies of a tyrannical ruling force, a mysterious stranger living among its villagers becomes their best hope for survival.
A New Hope?
Me, Obi. You're my only hope. Well, I don't know. This kind of takes place on a distant moon. Like, the Empire didn't come to. It is. It's like that one movie is like a ripoff of The Golden Child.
What's The Golden Child?
The one, it's got Eddie Murphy in it.
Oh, never seen it.
I know. It's what is it? That movie you said you saw? It was out recently, like Creator.
Oh, The Creator. I'll never watch that movie again. That was a waste of 3 hours of my life. Oh my god, I'll never get that 3 hours back, and I'm still pissed off about it.
He's got to protect a child, right?
Yeah, he's got to protect a child who is like the android Jesus. He's gonna set all the androids free.
It's got Allison Janney in it. Yeah, that's what the Golden Child is. He's got to protect the Golden Child, who's a special child. So it's got
aren't all children special?
It's got the Lannister dad in it. He's the bad guy. Eddie Murphy and the Lannister dad is in it.
Is that the cast? Eddie Murphy and the Lannister dad is how they
that's exactly
promote it.
Yes, that's how they promote it. Came out in 1985.
I remember when news came out that the Lannister dad, I can't think of his real name, but he wasn't like a
Charles
big fan.
Dance.
Yeah, it came out that he wasn't like a big fan of the show. Like, he wasn't a super fan like everybody wanted him to be. Like, everybody was upset. But it's Tywin. Like he's just there for the money.
He was Tywin Lannister.
Yeah, Tywin Lannister.
He was also the bad guy in The Last Action Hero.
Yes, he is.
Which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's most underrated movie of all time.
Yes. You gotta watch that movie.
It's freaking awesome.
If you have not seen Last Action Hero, you need to see it, because that movie, if there's any movie that they need to make a sequel of randomly, it's that movie.
You know that movie bombed?
Yeah.
I remember when it came out. It bombed.
Why did it bomb?
Because Arnold was at the height of action. You know, that's the same time as True Lies, and it was just a string of movies. Then he makes a satire of himself, and people it didn't grab hold. It didn't grab hold until it went to video. Really,
there's a lot. Of great movie. See, that's one thing that's not going to happen anymore, is movies having a second life in video.
That's how Austin Powers was that way. It didn't do good at the box office, but it did great on video.
Starship Troopers.
I saw that in the movies.
They just have to. It just has to, like. It'll probably get another life if somebody watches it, and then it's something like a trend or some type of viral dance comes out of it or something.
Yeah, but they won't get their money like they would off of people buying the movies.
So did you hear? Okay, did you hear what what's his name? Christopher Nolan said about Oppenheimer?
No.
Let's talk about Oppenheimer. He is afraid. He wanted to release it on DVD, right, and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And he is telling people, if you see these movies on Blu-ray, go out and buy them, because the way it is going now, you're not going to, if somebody wants to cancel out the whole library of movies, they're going to be able to.
Yeah, that's what Sony just did. Any movie you bought on PlayStation 3's store, you lost access to it because they they shut down PlayStation 3's store, so you no longer
Really?
have access to anything you bought on PlayStation 3. So
Yeah.
like Steam or Amazon or anything else, what's the point? If one day when Amazon doesn't exist, well, I guess I don't own those movies anymore that I spent good money on.
That's right. So he said go buy physical copies because these movies are gone.
That's one thing that I quit I've quit buying physical copies because I was like, oh, I'll just stream it. But then it kind of hit me. It's like, what happens when
I mean,
Amazon shuts down?
They're already erasing history, right? They're taking down statues and everything because they're offensive to people. What if Oppenheimer gets canceled? We don't have
What
that
about all
story
these
anymore.
movies like Porky's or I'm trying to think of other movies that could not be made today.
Oh, so I mean, you could go 16
Any
Candles
Mel Brooks movie.
or any Mel Brooks movie, 16 Candles. Any of those movies those cheesy
13
80s
hours.
movies. Those cheesy 80 movies I watch with all the unnecessary nudity.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's still, that's the way movies were back then. That's, that was just a sign of the times, It's no different than white people playing Indians back in the, in the Westerns in the 40s and 50s.
Was it right? No.
And they always said, how? And me think we can be friends. The Indians didn't talk like that. But they could cancel out every John Wayne movie if you think about it. If it's not on,
they want to change the name of the what was it? The LAX.
Yeah, because he said some things in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's just this different time. It's just a different era. Well, it doesn't make it right. Well, girls were subjected. Girls didn't. I don't remember as for my friends that were girls in the 80s, I don't ever remember them being felt like they were held down or they were persecuted or ridiculed or you know what I mean? It was just the times. It was the sign of the times. It was just that, it was a different era. So, but he's right. If they decided to, they could go on a rampage. If they wanted to cancel out Civil War history just based off of movies, they could wipe it all out.
Yep.
And say you can't watch Gettysburg anymore because that shows people that fought for slavery. And that's racist. Or Schindler's List. I mean, Jews are already being persecuted all over the world to this day. They could cancel out Schindler's List in a heartbeat.
I know people support a freaking terrorist organization that has stated they want to annihilate every Jew, but yet they're not. But yet, that's not racist.
Right. I haven't figured that one out yet. So start buying hard copies, of movies you like.
Mm-hmm. But the problem also is coming that I used to have, an Xbox or PlayStation, and Xbox is making Xboxes now without DVD players or Blu-ray players.
Really?
I mean, granted, a Blu-ray player that just is a Blu-ray player is probably like $50 now, if even that. But my point stands. They don't really.
You can buy DVD players all day long, and you can buy Xboxes or 360s, or you can buy them. I get my Xbox One plays DVDs.
Used to buy TVs with VHS tape.
Yeah, I have one at my parents' house
DVDs.
still.
Everyone's DVDs.
Yeah, they did have DVDs. The kids had the Mickey Mouse ones with the DVD.
Uh-huh.
The speakers were the mouse ears. And McKenna had the Cinderella one, and the crown or the bow was the speakers, but they had DVD players in their rooms.
Are we showing our age?
Nope.
No.
No. Okay.
I remember our first VHS player though. Cost $305 from H.H. Gregg.
If only Betamax was still around. Betamax was the better quality.
I remember to my grandma's and watching Power Rangers on VHS, and then she had a separate little device over there to rewind it.
Yes, you had the rewind machines. That's right. Yep. I had a rewinder. Yeah. And our VCR was top load. It wasn't like
we had a. Speaking of rewind, I don't know why this made me think of it, but we had a machine that would shuffle your cards for you for playing
Yeah.
cards.
That's right. Yeah, my grandpa had.
Yeah. My grandma
I mean-
still.
I mean, some of that stuff's coming back. So I bought Josie for Christmas. I bought her a stereo, and she's buying music, and actually some bands are putting music out on cassette, CD, and vinyl. Right?
Cassette's a better quality.
I know vinyl's making a comeback.
Vinyl's
Yeah, well,
always
yeah,
been
but
making a
I don't know if
comeback.
it's
So
Yeah.
I bought her a stereo, and it plays cassettes, CDs, and records. That's what I bought her for Christmas. Plus a radio. She's like, yeah, like I'm ever going to use that. I'm like, I don't know. But it's funny to try and teach her because I gave it to her on Christmas Eve. We exchanged gifts on Christmas Eve, and so I gave it to her on Christmas Eve, and I get this call like an hour later, and she's like, I can't hear it. What's wrong? What do you mean? I said, she's like, well, I've got the tape and I pushed play, but it's not playing. I said, did you put it in the tape mode? I said, it should say like tape or something. She said, oh, it says cassette right here. And she pushes the button and it just blares out because she had the volume all the way up. I said, you got to push the mode. Okay, I got it figured out. Thank you.
Oh my God.
What a kid.
I mean, she never had a stereo. She had a boom box, to play DVDs. I think that's all she had. But she didn't grow up with stereos, so I thought that was pretty funny.
I remember having a boom box, and I would take it, like me and my friends would take it down to my basement, and we'd play. We had dodgeballs in my basement. We played dodgeball in the basement with the boom box blaring, throwing balls at each other, hitting each other.
What else did you do down there with your?
That's right, with the balls.
Nothing. I don't know what you're implying over there. Oh, maybe I do know what you're implying, but get out of here.
Luther Vandross, or maybe
I don't know what that means.
Maybe some Chris Brown.
Sure. Anybody have anything else, or are we kind of winding down from the sounds of it?
I think we're winding down. We could cover the NFL next week because although the Colts are getting prime time, did you see that?
Yeah, they moved us into prime time because it's a playoff game to begin before the playoffs start.
Yeah, so that we get Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
I hate Joe Buck and Aikman.
Is that Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yep.
Who they play? Houston.
Houston. So it's a win and you're in. It's legitimately a playoff game.
Oh, wow.
I almost bought tickets a couple weeks ago because I realized okay, it's gonna come down to this game. I kind of want to be there. And I was looking at ticket. I was like,
Let's see how much they are right now, just to check it out.
I'm
glad I didn't go to the Raider game.
They're actually pretty reasonable. I mean, they were of course, the lower section was maybe $250, and then to go up, it probably went up all the way up.
$100. $100 will get you in. That's the upper section.
And that's all I wanted. I didn't want to sit that close. I just wanted
section 6, the 600 section.
Yeah,
that's $100. That's not bad. No, if I had the money, I would go. I'm saving my money for Metallica, though. Me and Josie are going to go see, because she wants to see this band called Ice Nine Kills.
That sounds like something she would watch.
Right. Well, it's actually a good show. Tickets are about anywhere from $86 to $100 for the upper level. It's at Soldier Field in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Ice Nine Kills, Five Finger Death Punch, and Metallica.
That's a pretty good lineup right there.
That's what I thought. So we're going to get tickets. I told her we would get tickets to those. Except
March.
No. It's in August.
No. I was saying in March, Kimberly and I are going to Dan and Shay. Their country music band.
Yeah, I know.
We got Morgan Wallen tickets for the summer.
Ooh, jealous of that one.
We're doing We're going to do Metallica in Chicago on August 11th, and we're going to do Limp Bizkit at Deer Creek with Corey Feldman.
Dan and Shay would be good, though. I like them.
Who?
Dan and Shay would be good.
Yeah, we got pretty good seats. We're in the first row of like the bleachers. I shouldn't say the first row. We're in like the third or fourth row of the bleachers. I don't want to say bleachers because it's like in a basketball stadium, so it's like, they put this like seats in the front or standing area, then you got like where the seats for like the basketball would be. So we're like up in the first, or right there in the seats for the basketball.
Well, I figured if we go to the show, well, we're going to go to the show. So their ticket's about $100 average, which isn't a bad. And that's through TickPix, so that's what the cost of the tickets is what you pay. But we'll be facing west, and we're in the upper level of the football stadium. That's the downside, because they're playing right in the middle of the football stadium.
That ain't bad.
The stage is right in the middle, and it's a circle in the middle of the football stadium, so you can see from. But the difference between one side and the other, the west side or the east side of the stage, or the east side of the stadium where the cheap tickets are like $100. If you want to go to the other side, they're $300. So, or more. So I got to save my money for that. So we're going to go see that come August. So we're kind of stoked about that. So, but that's all I got going on this summer. Limp Bizkit and Metallica. And don't forget Corey Feldman.
My cousin, in a couple of weeks, she's going down to, I think it's Kentucky or Tennessee. I think it's Tennessee. Maybe it's Kentucky. To watch Breaking Benjamin live acoustic.
Oh, that would be good.
Live acoustic.
Yeah.
That would be a good show.
Yeah.
I would love to see some of those bands acoustic. 3 Days Grace, I've seen a couple of their videos where they do their stuff acoustic, and they're really good. But yeah, I would love to do a see acoustic of a hard rock band. That's the best. See, that's when MTV came in to play, because like you did, they had I think Metallica did they had it unplugged, but that's where Nirvana unplugged came from. Pearl Jam did one. I think Soundgarden did. I know Alice in Chains did one. But they had these specials. It was MTV Unplugged, and these guys would come in and they would play their music acoustically. Damn it. Freaking millennials ruined everything, I swear to God.
You boomers ruin everything.
I'm not even a boomer.
I know you're not. But that's the point.
Yeah, that's all I got. We can talk football next week, because by next week the playoff, we'll know who's in the playoffs and who's out, right?
We should, yeah.
Other than the ones that are already not in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's so many teams that already announced, like, oh, we're sitting our starters and stuff, especially the QBs and stuff.
Well, that's the big question. Do the Bears get rid of Justin Fields and draft a quarterback, or do they keep him and get Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes.
I would get Marvin. I think Fields has potential still. It's not like you can't throw him away. I think he's had his moments. I think it just takes a good coach and OC and whatnot, and
Right.
some weapons and stuff. It was just I think he'll be okay. So I think if they choose Marvin, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, any good quarterback needs an offensive line. Look at Flacco. Man, I wish the Raiders would have picked him up. Holy crap. Why couldn't they have gotten him instead of freaking Garoppolo?
That's a good question. You should ask your owner with his fun haircut.
I love that haircut. I might cut my hair like that when I decide to cut my hair.
I will make fun of you for the rest of your life.
I had that cut when I was a kid,
Your mom just put a bowl on your head, then trimmed around.
Basically, that's what it seemed like. Freaking bangs. Like a freaking dork. It's terrible. But
I know you're terrible, but that's okay.
I am terrible. I'm a terrible person, but I don't even care. Kiss my ass.
Okay, present.
Freaking Joe! Did you see what Josie got me for Christmas? I showed you that, right?
No. You might have. I might have forgotten.
It was
though.
it's Randy Marsh and his balls.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Basically. How can you not like that? I mean, that's a good quality gift right there. I've got it sitting out here in the living room. Randy Marsh and his balls.
No wonder Lowe's girl can't take you seriously.
Right? Yeah, here. This is what she got me. Where's it at? Like his ball sack's hanging out. Like you could see his pubes and everything. Remember when he had the ball cancer or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she got me for Christmas. And then this is what it looked like in the 80s when you had hair. See, I already got the Mark Davis look in this picture, Chris. Here, I'll send this to you.
Tim's gonna love that.
Look at that. Did the Randy Marsh not go through?
I don't know. What a look, Chris. How were you not drowning in the ladies?
I was not, it should have been drowning in poon by then, right? I mean, just look at that.
I know. Look at that face.
Big square glasses.
Jeez.
Bangs.
You're just a failure then. I'm sorry.
I mean, that pretty much shows what I was destined for in life. You know what I mean? That's a Mark Davis haircut. I mean, look at that all the way around. No doubt about it. Where did I'd like to know where I sent that picture to. I guess it didn't go through.
I thought it was on GroupMe. That's where I thought I saw it.
I think it was. I think I'd sent it on GroupMe earlier.
I don't know. But anyways, you can catch us at Hoosier Nerds on Facebook, Pod Nerds on Twitter. You can watch and listen to us on Hoosier, or, on YouTube.
Hoosier Nerds,
and then you can catch us at your favorite podcasting sites: Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes, and Amazon.
Fart.
And then you'll never guess who the nerds are. Us, if you didn't know.